Hey guys, I wanted to do another video where I talk about a movie and how some of the concepts and the story relates to basically my perspective in the book I wrote, The Evolution of Love, and just kind of challenging or rethinking a lot of the way that we think about what it means to love someone, the way we express it to each other. And one of those chapters, or one of the main concepts in the book and these videos, is the idea that there can be just like what I call deal breakers that come up in a relationship, and it's totally it shouldn't be a surprise that these things might arise even after two people have been happy for an extended time. These are valid reasons why two people are not just going to be happy together any longer in that kind of, a committed, whether it's marriage or just, like I say, a committed relationship, a serious relationship where it's exclusive. Number one, it's important to know what the deal breakers are for you. Those things, those issues that could come up that would be just something that's, no matter how much you like someone and get along, something that's not going to work for you. And that's going to be different for everyone. I list about, I think, a dozen things that, a dozen key characteristics that I need in a relationship. I guess that's not quite the same thing, but if someone decides one day they want children and the other partner doesn't, then that could be a valid reason why you're not going to continue as a couple, right? Obviously. Or just, someone gets addicted to drugs or just goes off the deep end and becomes destructive for the other partner. Anytime there's abuse, just things that no one should put up with. Now, one of the points I make with these things, the deal breakers, is just because the couple, the relationship, the romance is not going to continue, to me, there should be no reason why you couldn't still be friends for the same reason that was always there. Because you respect each other. You like the people that you are. Really, that's always been there with the relationships I've had. And so when the relationship didn't work out, I really am interested to hopefully still be a part of their life, because they're just people I care about. There's that friendship aspect that I say has to be there. It's the same thing with this added element of, sexual chemistry or romance. But that friendship level of love, that unconditional love, I think has to be there if you're ever going to have a great relationship and get past the fear and love someone with that open hand like I talk about. So the movie I wanted to talk about is called Departures. This is the Japanese movie, came out, I think, 2009, almost 10 years ago, I think. It won Best Foreign Picture at the Oscars, I don't know, that year, the next year. This is a great movie, and I just rented it yesterday coincidentally, and I thought, I would love to talk about this movie on my channel, because I'm a huge fan. It's one of my favorite movies, and I think it's one that everyone needs to see, because it deals with a really important, profound topic that most people never deal with, and it's just death, dealing with our mortality in a real, not heavy-handed way. And as an aside, as I've learned, and what a lot of great authors will tell you, and stories tell us, if you're really gonna ever live and be free, you've got to make peace with your mortality and recognize the time is ticking, and you've got to make your difference now and find a way as best you can to be happy now. So the way I'm gonna relate this movie to my book is this topic of deal breakers. So try not to give too much of a spoiler here, because it's about death. This young man, I guess a young couple, but the husband is just gets derailed from his music career that kind of fizzles. He's looking for something, anything to support his family, and finds work as and in Japanese culture there are people that have this whole ritual ceremony of preparing bodies for death, and it's a real beautiful, respectful, like a ballet they have. So initially he's not keen about this. Who's comfortable dealing with dead bodies, right? And he thinks his wife's going to not be supportive of him, so he doesn't tell her about it. But at some point she finds out So there's a spoiler. She finds out what his job is. Not a big spoiler there, but and she kind of lays an ultimatum. She's totally adamant that he must get a normal job, she calls it. This is not respectful. She's just uncomfortable with it. She's afraid of what other people are going to think about him in that having that job, which is a trip for me. But that's, you know, this is America too. In Japan, things can be different. But regardless, it's not too far-fetched to think that that could be an issue with the couple. And he does love her. He, on one hand, wants to make her happy, right? And she's made sacrifices for him. But I think at that point in the movie, he realizes, no, this is my calling. This is a beautiful thing that we do for these families. And I get tremendous satisfaction out of the work that I do. There's nothing wrong or shameful about it. And he feels like I have to draw a line in the sand. I'm sorry, I love you, but I don't feel right about quitting this job. And she packs her bags and leaves. I won't spoil it from there, but that's totally valid. That she's not wrong for wanting that or feeling like that. That's something that's not going to work for her. And he's not wrong for having his line in the sand. And I'm sure that if they ask the characters as an aside, they'd still say, yeah, they love each other. I mean, you see that later in the movie. But sometimes, there's a song, but sometimes love just isn't enough. I've loved everyone I've ever really gotten involved with, with that unconditional kind of love. Sometimes it doesn't, fair enough to say, it doesn't always work out. And just saying that is obvious, but there's power enough in that. Recognize it doesn't always work out. So why then, folks, do so many wrap all of their hopes and fears and expectations that this one has to last forever, or it's a failure, or it's devastation, right? It doesn't always last, but I'm going to go further. I'm going to say most of the time it's not going to last for a long, long time unless you're just willing to, you know, muddle by and just have like a partner and a friend to cohabitate with. And that's cool if that's what you want, but be clear about it, be honest with each other. And so I got off track again. What else is kind of say about the movie? I guess that's, anyway, that was the one thing that I saw right now. I thought, well, that's a key point. And for you and people that may see this video and the relationships you're in and have had, I hope that you'll try to realize that whatever reason your partner had for leaving you is valid. And that, because if they found someone else to be with, I'm sorry, what else would you ask of them? To stay out of pity for you? I mean, if you really think about it logically, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of an irrational, immature reaction to a situation. As I say over and over, I would never ask someone, my partner, to stay with me out of commitment or because they felt sorry for me. I want them to be happy with me, and if they find someone else they're happy with, then please go, with no hard feelings, because that's how I have to love them. That's love. And then beyond that, again, that I deserve and want someone, because when that person wants to be with you and it's clicking, then you don't need commitment, and that's what we should have. I think that's the ultimate of a relationship, and it's great when you find someone who can love you like that you can love the same way, with that freedom. And this is why, again, folks, I would never get married. I will not get married nor ask someone to commit. The commitment I want out of every relationship is commit to be honest. That's really all I can ask for. So if it's not working or something, just be honest. Let's have a real relationship, a real experience. I'm just kind of rambling here, but I remember when I was a fundraiser for 5-6 years, I'd always get so frustrated with people that, I'd call them randomly and just want to introduce myself, and here's the organization I'm calling for, and I just said, whether you can donate now or not is fine. Thank you for your support, but are you open to just spending a couple minutes to talk about what's going on? And if they gave me a real answer and listened to what I said, then it's cool. But I would get so frustrated, they would just totally ignore everything I said. I can't give right now. I can't remember all the different frustrating situations, but I just say, I would just almost reflexively, it's called joker. You're a joker. Or you get in a conversation with me and you're not being real. be real with me. That's all I ask, for a real conversation in a relationship, a real relationship. Be honest with me. The time frame, putting any kind of constraints on how long it's supposed to last, I think it's dishonest or just foolish, because we don't know how long it's going to last. Yeah, so see the movie. It's a great movie. It is a real tearjerker, but it's, like I said, it'll help you face your mortality and your family, and tell people you love them now. Don't wait, because so many have those regrets of not being able to express that to their parents or forgive their parents. That's another issue or a side story with this movie. The husband's dad left when he was a kid, and he has carried this anger and resentment and trying to shun his dad out of his life. And whatever those situations are where children don't feel loved or supported, or the parents left them, I encourage you, the children, to fix it by just reversing it. I love you. I don't know what it was that you weren't ready to, but you're a human being, right? People have kids. They get married before they know what's going on. People make mistakes. No one wants to hurt their children like that, but sometimes people don't know what to do. All right, so yeah, I've really rambled on here, but signing off. See the movie, and like I say, I've got the book out, The Evolution of Love, The New Paradigm, yada, yada, yada. But I really want to put all the concepts here on YouTube for people just to find and see and get it for free. The book would just be a collector's item. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.